In this case, my impact project title is the Gen Z's Mental Health Education. My project is going to do exactly what the title says. I'm going to be educating Gen Z on mental health and clearing any misconceptions that we might have as a community. So my objective in this project is to develop a gamified mental health curriculum that schools can use to promote resilience and mental health. So what this means is that my goal is to spread correct and factual information concerning mental health, illnesses, disorders, and treatments. So I'm essentially connecting textbook psychology to the social and cultural stigmas around mental health. So this project is most aligned with good health and well-being in terms of the UN SDG. So what is resilience? I believe that resilience is one's ability to endure. It could be anything. It could be trauma. It could be any challenge. It could be any obstacle in your life, but one's ability to endure any of those things is one's resilience. So I believe that some activities that boost resilience in teenagers include sports or clubs or schoolwork or volunteering, anything that challenges kids and students in their life can boost resilience. Now, three factors that negatively impact the mental health of students and teenagers are, in my opinion, and my research, stress that one might endure, the feeling of being misunderstood in their family or at school or just in life in general, and unhealthy attachments and relationships in their life. That might be relationships with your parents or with other people at school or your friends or maybe even a significant other. It doesn't matter. If it's unhealthy and if it's not good for you, it's not good. It's going to affect your mental health negatively. Now, on that note, the factors that can improve your mental health as a teenager are unconditional positive regard. Now, what is that? It's the feeling of being loved and being wanted in life, regardless of who you are or what you do in life, right? Everyone wants that in life, and it can improve your mental health significantly once you have achieved that. Another thing, independence. Not having to depend on other people can boost your mental health because you feel confident in yourself and your abilities as a person, and that could be a good way to boost your, could just be a good way to boost your mental health. And finally, learning how to build attachments and relationships that are non-toxic. Now, what does that mean in terms of non-toxic? That could mean having just people in life that want you for who you are and not people who are using you or manipulating you, just using you for their own benefit. Having those types of relationships in your life will boost your mental health. Now, why did I choose this project? Well, I chose this project because I have experienced struggles with my own mental health. And I think that this project will give me some retrospect on those struggles. I took AP psychology at school for this reason, and I found the coursework, while it was very grueling, it was very engaging and interesting as well. I'm drawn to understanding the way people think and how some ill-mannered discrepancies in these various ways of thinking can be altered to promote better mental health. My project is going to educate the youth and the upcoming generation, aka Gen Z, on the importance of being able to recognize the creation of bad behaviors and mindsets that can progress into mental disorders. You see, as humans, we are often taught to look out for signs of mental illness or just illness in general and take steps to ensure that it heals simply because we know our body better than anyone else. And I think that this same mindset applies to mental health, but it's often neglected because people hold a more stigmatized attitude towards mental disorders, when in reality, both mental and physical illnesses are equally destructive to the body. I believe that my project is most closely associated with the third UN SDG, good health and well-being, due to those reasons. So my next steps for this project are to first create a curriculum. What this means is that I will be creating what we actually do in the class, which is, first of all, it's gonna be 3 classes a week, 1 hour for each session. And the whole course will be split into 4 units. And as someone who's taken AP Psych, I believe that the 4 most important units for this course are first the intro and history to mental health, the causes of disorders, and then the actual disorders and illnesses themselves, and finally how you can treat those. Again, the goal of this course is not to learn psychology, it's to clear up misconceptions and myths about mental illnesses and mental health in general. Next, I'll be creating a reading list. That includes studies, articles, pages pulled from public psychology textbooks, anything that could help students learn and grasp the material of this course better. Finally, we'll be having, or not finally, but next, I'll be having guests and visitors to come in on this course and give their own opinion and maybe just speak to the students as well. When it comes to guests and visitors, they just need to have a good background in the mental health field in general. It could be a therapist, a psychologist, anyone with a background in that related field of psychology is a good fit. And these guest speakers can be rotated on a weekly basis, or we could have someone that consistently contributes an hour of their time a week, given that the course has a 3-hour a week load, right? Finally, assessments. So at the start of this course, I'm gonna have each student take a benchmark assessment, and from that whole pool, I'm gonna pull 5 to 10 students, and I'm gonna assess them at the start, and I'll have them retake that assessment at the end, and I'll see how much they learned, how much they grasped, how much they grew in terms of their knowledge. And this method basically is a double-blind study. It means that it's gonna try to eliminate as much bias as possible when it comes to like taking the survey, and it ensures clean and unbiased statistics and results. So in addition to that, students will be asked to rate the course, their teacher, their learning environment, and other factors to assess how much this course helped on its own, and then how much this course helped with those other factors as well. And on top of that, this course will have its own assessments for each unit, just to make sure that students are progressing in each step of the way and they're not forgetting anything, if that makes sense. And finally, we're going to be pitching this to the school because it is for schools. This curriculum is meant to be taught in schools, and therefore that's the final step. So together we can be a be doer. So do you have any questions or ideas?